Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidni ilma. How is everyone? Hope that you all are well, enjoying your learning, attempting the past papers, preparing for the exam, isn't it? Okay, that's wonderful. Today we are going to solve one more paper, that is IGCSE Computer Science Paper 2, 0478. The variant is 21. It's of October, November 2024. The duration of the paper is 1 hour 45 minutes. You have to answer on the question paper. No additional material is needed. You have to answer all the questions, and you have to use a black or dark blue pen. You're allowed to use an HB pencil for drawing the diagrams or graphs. You have to write your name, center number, and candidate number in the given boxes at the top of the page. Write your answer to each question in the given space. Do not use an erasable pen or correction foil. Please do not carry it to the examination hall at all. Do not write on any barcodes. Calculators must not be used in this paper, so please do not take the calculators also. Total marks for this paper is 75. The number of marks for each question or part question is given in brackets. No mark will be awarded for using the brand names, so please do not write your answer mentioning the brand name of any software package or hardware. Now, let's move to question number 1. And question number 2. Tick one box to show which check is used for verification when data is input. Now, you can see there are 4 options given for you: length check, range check, type check, and visual check. So just pay attention to the word verification, and what do you think, which is going to be the right option? Yes, which is the right option here? Exactly, that's great. It's going to be visual check, because length check, range check, type check, they all are your validations. By the way, just asking, what is length check? Wonderful, Ali. Actually, it is going to check the length of the input of the string. So it should be exactly the same number of characters as are needed, or maybe a specified number of characters as in password. Wonderful, great. Range check. Can you recall? Wonderful, Ahmed. Whenever you are given 2 values, the upper and the lower values in between, the range check is applicable. That's wonderful. Type check. Okay, that's great, Ali, that it is going to be of the right data type. For example, just an example, if I say I have the field by the to hold the student name, the type check will ensure that the data type for this field should be string. It should not be able to accept any numeric values. Exactly, that's going to be your type check, and these 3 are your validations. So since we are asked to mention verification, that's why the only option here is visual check. That's wonderful. But what is visual check? And which is the other one? Visual check and double entry. That's great. So in visual check, what is happening? The 2 sets of data are compared. If the 2 sets are identical, it means that, for example, from the source document, is it similar to what is displayed on the screen? So the 2 documents are compared. If they are equal, means visual check is successful. Otherwise, the user is supposed to re-enter or go for another input. That's wonderful. Now tick one box to identify which option is used to show the inputs and output of a Boolean expression. Boolean expression, inputs and outputs, flowchart, trace table, truth table, or variable. Which is the right option? Flowchart? Definitely not trace table, truth table, or variable. Wonderful. It's going to be truth table, because here in the truth table we have the inputs and output. Now be clear, it's inputs and output of a Boolean expression. So when we talk about the input and output of Boolean expression, then the right option is truth table. That's why you will tick this one. and 1 mark is yours. So in this manner, if you have understood and remembered each and everything, then you will definitely be able to score 1 mark for question number 1 and another mark for question number 2. Any questions? None before we proceed to the next question? Okay, now that's good. Wonderful. Now let's move to question number 3. 4 operators and 3 types of operator are shown. Draw 1 or more lines from each operator to its correct operator type. On the left-hand side, we have operators, and on the right-hand side, we have operator type. By the way, just asking, this operator is for what? By the which is this operator? Greater than or equal to, exactly. And operator, div, and plus. And operator types are Boolean, arithmetic, and logical. By the way, which is going to be the right option? Maybe do it. Now, greater than or equals to, which one is it? It's logical. That's wonderful. And is Boolean. That's great, Ali. Div. By the way, what is div doing? Gives you the integer division, exactly, that we have learned that it is going to give you the quotient. So that is arithmetic, exactly. And see, it says draw 1 or more lines. It means that there can be a few operators that can be connected to more than one. That's why plus. Is it Boolean, logical, arithmetic? Exactly, that is again arithmetic. So it means that in this manner, if you have answered this question with caution, then within a minute, you are scoring 4 marks. Greater than or equal to is logical, and is Boolean, div, and plus are arithmetic. Any questions? Done on your own also. That's wonderful. I'm extremely happy with your performance, with your learning. Let's move to the next question. Are we ready? Question number 4. Identify 3 stages of the program development lifecycle from the following list of words: analysis, decomposition, design, input, pseudocode, testing, and variable. So out of these, which one are the stages of the PDLC? So these are analysis, design, and testing. Decomposition, input, pseudocode, and variable are not definitely a part of the PDLC, program development lifecycle. So in this manner, if you have identified the 3 stages from the list, then 3 marks are yours. Any questions? That's wonderful. Question number 5. Describe 3 methods that are used to design and construct a solution to a problem. Now, describe 3 methods. Describe means it's a 6-mark question. Means first of all, you have to identify, and then 1 mark for identification of the method, and 2nd mark is going to be for describing the method. So you can see the examples are you use a structure diagram, or you use flowchart, or you use pseudocode. This is what we have learned actually. So in designing, we either construct the design using structure diagram, or we draw a flowchart, or we use the tool pseudocode for the designing of my program, of my problem, solution to a problem, exactly. Now, structure diagram, what is it? It's a hierarchical structure. It's a hierarchical diagram that is showing the breakdown of a computer program into subprograms. A flowchart, as we know, it's a diagram showing the ordered steps to complete a computer program, or you can see it's the pictorial representation of solving your problem. And on the contrary, pseudocode, it shows what a program does in simple language. So in this manner, if you have identified the 3 stages, the three methods, and you have written the right description of them, then definitely 6 marks are yours. Easy now, isn't it? See, within hardly 10 to 15 minutes, you have actually moved to question number 5, and you have scored substantial marks. Question number 6. An incomplete algorithm has been written in pseudocode to count the number of zeros stored in an array and total the non-zero values. An incomplete algorithm has been written in pseudocode to count the number of zeros stored in an array and total the non-zero values. Now, this is my requirement. You can see this is my program. Line number 1, declare A1, 150, 1 to 50 means it is going to, it's an integer array to store 50 values. C is an integer, I is an integer, T is an integer, I equals to 0. And then line number 6 was empty. Line number 7 for C equals to 1 to 50. If A of C equals to like that, like there's again a blank, then T equals to T plus 1, else I equals to I plus A bracket C, end if. Line number 14 is again a blank, and we have to fill in the blanks, or in other words, you have to complete the given pseudocode algorithm. It's a 3-mark question. So line number 6, as it was clearly mentioned here, that I, C, and T are the 3 integer variables, and A is your array, and I is initialized with 0. And if you pay attention, from here what we deduce is to count the number of zeros stored in an array and total the non-zero values. So here, T was not initialized, C was used for the loop. So it means T was the only variable not initialized. That's why line number 6, we have initialized T with a 0. And in this manner, you have actually identified the right statement for line number 6, and 1 mark is going to be yours. Now move further. For C equals to 1 to 50, and now we have to compare. What did it say? To count the number of zeros stored in an array. It means I was supposed to find out, is the location C in the array holding a 0 or not? And for this reason, the blank will be filled in with equal to 0. If A of C equal to 0, then T equals to T plus 1. I was supposed to count the number of zeros stored in an array. So that is why it will be T equals to T plus 1. Else, I equal to I plus A of C. And total the non-zero values. Total the non-zero values means this is done. And then it will be I equal to I plus A bracket C, end if. And what is left is next. And that will be your last line, next C or next. Both are acceptable. If a student has written next C, that is acceptable. If a student wrote next only, that is also acceptable. So in this manner, if you have identified the 3 statements to be written in the blank lines, then 3 marks are yours. Easy? Okay. Write the pseudocode to display with suitable messages the number of zeros stored in the array and the total of the non-zero values. It's a 3-mark question. So how is the division? See, 1 mark is for outputting T, 1 mark is for outputting I, and another mark is for suitable messages, because this was a requirement to display with suitable messages. It means that this was very important, that I need to understand what is supposed to be displayed, the number of zeros and the total of the non-zero values. So these are my 2 requirements, and that is why you can see the variables for T and I. Output, number of zeros in the array is, comma T. Output, total number of non-zero elements in the array is, comma, within quotations, and then comma, and then I. So if you have written a proper message here, with like any message will do, exactly any message, but be cautious that it should be something that is going to display its purpose, like number of zeros in the array is, or maybe total number of 0 elements in the arrays is. So something that is going to very clearly state its purpose. In this manner, you will actually score 1 mark for this. And another mark is going to be for number of zeros and number of non-zero elements. So number of non-zero elements is your I, and number of zeros is denoted by T. So in this manner, you can very easily score 3 marks. Isn't it easy till now? Exactly. Inshallah, you will also be getting very easy questions in the paper. You continue to work. inshallah, your paper will be great too. Now moving to in the question, part C, meaningful identifiers have not been used in the algorithm. Suggest suitable meaningful identifiers for the array and for the variables. By the way, A was the array. Rather than using A only, I could have said my array. Perfect. Any other thing could have been used properly also, but just a suggestion that you can use my array, that is more meaningful as compared to simply A. Similarly, T and C are not very good options. So instead of this, you can have used counter or index or anything like that. Like any meaningful name will be serving the purpose. So in this manner, we have identified, and T is going to be counter, C will be index. That is what is the it's handling the it's handling the index thing. Since we are using an array, that's why you remember that the definition of the array is also stating the variable index. So that's why preferred one is index. Perfect. You can use any other also, but preferred one is index for your variable C, that is actually meant to get the values from 1 to 50. Then T is the counter and I is the total. Okay. Any issues till now? In this manner, another 3 marks are yours. Question number 7. Consider the logic circuit. This is the logic circuit. Write a logic expression for the given logic circuit. Do not attempt to simplify the logic expression. They just simply want you to write what is the equivalent logic expression. No simplification needed, nothing to be done. Just simply writing the statement, the logic expression. So here you can see X not, that's why the first part is not X. And then we have O, and then we have Y XOR C, Y XOR Z. And then this is going to the O gate. So that's what you can see. O is in the middle. And then we have on the left-hand side, not X. Then on the right-hand side, Y XOR Z. And we are able to score 3 marks. 1 mark for the first bracket, another mark for the second bracket, and the third mark is for writing the OR gate. In this manner, 3 marks are yours. Now, question number 7B part. Complete the truth table from the given logic circuit. So here you can see, not X, first of all, not X. Not X means all the values of X are reversed. So X0, 1, X0, 1, X0, 1, X0, 1. X1 becomes 0, 1 becomes a 0, 1 becomes a 0, and 1 becomes a 0. So in this manner, the value for not X will be 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. Isn't it easy? Any questions? Now, next one is Y XOR Z, and then we have to take the two variables YZ, the two inputs YZ, and we have to see 0, 0, same, a 0. 0, 1, opposite, a 1. 1, 0, opposite, a 1. 1, 1, same, 0. 0, 0, same, 0. 0, 1, opposite, 1. 1, 0, opposite, 1. 1, 1, same, 0. In this manner, we have got the answer for Y XOR Z by looking at the two inputs Y and Z, and we have got the answer for Y XOR Z. Any questions? Now the last one is my W, that is my outcome. And here you can see it's going to be the OR operation, OR gate applied on the two answers, not X or Y XOR Z. 1, 0 opposite 1, 0, definitely a 1, any 1 included means the result is a 1. So 1, 1, then 1, 1, a 1, 1, 1, a 1, 1, 0, a 1, 0, 0 is a 0, 0, 1 is a 1, 0, 1 is a 1, and 0, 0 is a 0. So in this manner, you are able to score 4 marks. Easy? Now that's wonderful. Any questions? Okay, that's great. A programmer is designing a program to check the length of a password and to check if the password input is the same as the stored password. The program requirements are input the password, check if there are at least 8 characters in the password, check that the password is not the same as the stored password, old pass. Output accepted if both tests are completed successfully. Otherwise, output rejected. Use the variable names given. Now, that is again a condition given for you that you have to use the same variables as are given for you and complete the flow chart for the program. Now, do you want to try it? Just remember the sequence of operations, input taken, the start is given to you, and then you have to input the password. To check means that which box is going to be used. Again, another check which symbol will be used. Then after the checks are made, after the checks are handled properly, then output accepted. If both are equal, are completed successfully. Otherwise, output rejected. Now, do you want to do it on your own? Okay, that's great. Just try it out. Okay, now, are you able to understand how to do it? Started doing it, input taken, checks made. See, we have to be very careful about the correct use of the symbols also. So there are going to be marks reserved for the correct use of the symbol, placement of the symbol, checks made properly, inputs taken properly. Okay, now let's see. You have done some of the, you have drafted something. No worries. Again, you can use pencil definitely. And now you can see the first is given to you start, and then the end is also given to you in the paper, like with the stop. What is left in between is the way I said, just pay attention. You have to use like their marks. Marks for correct use of the flowchart symbols, for working flow lines, for taking the input correctly, for ensuring the right length check, for making the right comparisons, and for the right messages. So in this manner, you can actually score very easily the marks, like these are your 6 marks here. So after that, you can see input password is length of password. Now just go in the same sequence as the given question. Is length of password greater than or equal to 8? Yes. So the next check is made. If that is not the case, then output rejected. You can see a line drawn from here and moving to the output rejected. Again, output and rejected within quotations. If that is not the case, means it is yes. And now we are making the second check. Is password not equal to old pass? Old pass was the old password as was given to me, again with a caution that I have to use the same variables as are present in the question. So I don't have to change the variables at all. So I just a check made it not equal to this. Yes, it means it is accepted. Otherwise, again, there is no need to redraw the output rejected. Just move your control with the help of this arrow and the line to this output rejected. And in both situations, whether it's output accepted or rejected, the flow line are moving towards the stop. So in this manner, input taken, length of the password checked is above or equal to 8. Yes, then the next check is that the password and the old password are not equal. If password is not equal to old password, means it is different, then only then it will be asking the control to be moved to accepted. Otherwise, in the other two situations, it's moving to rejected. See, it's not difficult. Exactly, exactly. So were you partly correct? That's great, Ali. I'm really very happy to see your progress, inshallah. Maybe move to the next question. Okay. The accepted password is to be written to the file mypassword.txt. Now, this is your file by the name mypassword.txt, and this password is supposed to be written to your text file. Write pseudocode to open the file, to write the accepted password to the file, close the file. So you can see these are my three requirements. And for opening the file, which is the syntax that we have learned, open the file. Open file. Now, let me just make it very simple for you so that we can understand and you'll remember. Write the accepted password to the file is my next stage. And this is this one. And the third one is closing the file. And it is done here. Let's do it together. Now open the file. As you can see, open file. The name of the file is given to you, mypassword.txt. Since I have to write the password, you can see write, it means the word for write. Okay? Very important thing that we have to pay attention. It will be for write. Open file, mypassword.txt for write. Now, this is going to give me 1 mark. Second mark is to write the accepted password. Accepted password means the correct password. So, write file, then you mention the name of the file, comma, password. So simple. And once we are done with the writing phase, then close file, mypassword.txt. So in this manner, if you have followed the instructions one after the other, then definitely 3 marks are yours. Isn't it easy? Exactly. See? So simple. But just be cautious that since they have mentioned the names of the files, so there's no need, I mean, you can, there's no need to declare. So you could have done it directly also. That's perfectly okay, Ali. Yes, I remember the ones who are facing problem, you can watch the video for the file handling also. That will benefit you a lot. But this is, since the requirement was like there's no need to declare another variable for storing the name of the file. So you can store it directly, the variable, the rather than storing it in the variables, we can use the file names directly also for opening as well as for closing, as well as for writing the file also. Okay. Yes, I remember the ones who are facing problem. Please do watch this video that is available um, again on my channel so you can understand how to handle the files. Okay. Now the next question. Part C. Explain why the accepted password needs to be stored in a file. It's a 2-mark question. Why should we store? Exactly. See, so simple. Needs to be retrieved whenever needed, because whenever you save, you can actually open it and for a later date. And storage is non-volatile. The data is stored permanently. So whenever we talk about permanent storage, we always prefer to store it on my storage medium. Isn't it easy? Now, any questions till now? So if you have written the proper answers, then 2 marks are yours. Now, question number 9. An algorithm has been written in pseudocode to check if a temperature is in a given range. In a given range. Now, they have not mentioned any range at all. You have to understand that which one is the right option. The temperature values used in the algorithm are correct. Now, they have given you the values they are entered are correct. You have to identify the errors, identify the line numbers of the 4 errors in the pseudocode and suggest a correction for each error. Now just go through this and let's figure out, are we able to find the 4 errors in my work? Take your time and then let's do it together. Line number 1, repeat. Output, please enter temperature. Input temp. If temperature equal to 999, then if temperature greater than 38, then output temperature too high, and if temperature less than 35.0, then output temperature too low, and if temperature greater than or equal to 35.0 or temperature less than or equal to 38.0, then output temperature normal, and another end if while temperature equal to 999. Now you can see this if is with this end if, this if with this end if, this if with this end if, and this if is with this end if. Nested condition checking is happening here, and then we have a repeat. The loop is handled with repeat. We have to identify line numbers that have errors. 4 line numbers. Have you identified? Okay, which is the first error? And wonderful. Actually, line number 3. The error is exactly temp. We have seen that everywhere the variable is temperature. So it means this is the only place where temperature is not written, it's temp. So it means the error is in line number 3. Now, if temperature equal to 999, if temperature is not equal to 999, it means if temperature value is 999, it means the loop should terminate. And by the way, very rightly pinpointed that repeat is going to be handled ended with until. So the error is here also. That should be repeat until. And we have identified 3 errors. And which is the third error? The fourth error? Error line number 3, error line number 4, error line number 19. One more error is left. Excellent, excellent, Ahmed. If temperature greater than or equal to 35.0, oh, that doesn't make any sense at all. Because in that case, all the temperatures will be considered as the correct temperature. So it should be the word and. Great, wonderful. It means that we have identified. Now here you can see they're asking me to identify the line numbers. So here you have to mention the line numbers 3 and 4, and then 14 and 19. 3, 4, 14, and 19. And the errors are also identified. The errors are also handled with corrections. So I hope that we are done with this. Any issues? Wonderful. Are we done with this question? Okay, now let's see. Line number 3, line number 4, line number 14, and line number 19. Line number 3, temp should be temperature. Line number 4, equals to should be not equal to. Line number 14, or should be and line number 19, while should be until. So see, this question was a bit tricky. They did not mention the values at all, but they have said very clearly temperature values used in the algorithm are correct. So it means that 999 or the values, the range values were correct. So in between 35.0 and 38.0, they were acceptable. All other trend values are abnormal values. So this is a simple program, not a difficult at all, with just a little, I could say a little twist, exactly. Something that is not very clearly mentioned. So here you have to just pay attention, read the whole question just the same. Whenever you get such a question, no worries at all, no anxiety, nothing like that. Just go through it the way I have written, I've told you. And again, one thing, see, this is question number 9, means that is nearly in the end. They wanted you to score in the earlier questions, and once you have moved to question number 9, you've actually scored enough marks to be on the safer end. So that's why Do not jump to the later questions. They are given in a sequence that you can score exactly. Okay? Now, should we move to the next part? Now, B. Part B. Identify the temperature range used. See, greater than or equal to 35 and less than or equal to 38. This is what we have just now talked about. 2 marks are yours. Complete the trace table for the corrected algorithm using this data. Now, if you pay attention, the corrected algorithm is going to be used here. And then you have to actually talk about the temperature. First one was please enter temperature as was given to you here. And then inputs are, you can see the inputs are given to us. 34.22, 36.1, 37.4, 999. Now, plus 134.22. As you know, the message was temperature too high, temperature too low, temperature normal. For 35, in between 35 and 38, it was normal. 35 less, it was too low. 38 above, it was temperature too high. So we simply had to go through the stuff and we will be able to score, isn't it? 34.22, temperature too low. And then I was asked to re-enter the temperature because the value of 999 was supposed to terminate the loop, otherwise was supposed to keep on taking the inputs. So again, please enter temperature. Another input message is given, and then input is 36.1. So 36.1 is temperature normal. Then another input taken, please enter temperature. Then 37.4 is input, that is going to be temperature normal. Again, input taken, please enter temperature. That is 38.0. Again, it is going to be normal. See, that is what their trick is. Greater than or equal to 35.0 and less than or equal to 38.0. So that's why 38.0 is again a normal value. That's why temperature normal. And then input taken again and 999. See, the value 999 will terminate the loop. Repeat until, as we have seen, until temperature equal to 999. So as soon the input of temperature is 999, the loop will terminate and this -1 will not be input. So this is just the trick for you, just to trick you so that if you have not understood the things well, and you might use this value in your temperature values as a temperature value, and that will not give you any mark at all. Like they will use your marks actually. Easy? Just a little bit of the trick. If you have understood this thing well, then again you can score 2 marks easily. Okay, now you want to see this? No worries at all. See, 999 will be the last input because it will terminate the loop. -1 will not be input at all. That was just the trick to trap you so that you can make a mistake also. When you might make a mistake. If you're not very cautious with your learning, then you might land yourself into trouble. Any issues? Okay, that's wonderful. Now let's move to the next question. Question number 10, the database. A shop that sells cheese has set up a new database table called cheese stock to store details of the cheeses available for sale. Part of this table is given. So here you can see the table structure with the data that is present. CHNO, name, in stock, supplier code, price per kg, weight kg with the data. Now, the first question is state the number of records in the part of the database table. State the number of records. So is it 31? No, not at all. Just be cautious. Just count. Are they actually from 1 till 30, 31? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 15, 16, 17, 19, 21, 22, 23, 27, 30, 31. It's 19, exactly. So this is what the students normally make a mistake, that they simply look at the first value, look at the last value, and assume it's that number of records, which is wrong actually. And CH is definitely included here as a part of the as a part of the code. So actually it's 19 records. Now B1, give the name of the field that would be used for the primary key. Which one is the best candidate to be the primary key? Exactly, CHNO. So just write it in the same manner and you will score 1 mark. State the reason for choosing this field for the primary key. So simply unique identifier. It's there to uniquely identify the records. That's why it will be, it is chosen as the primary key and 1 mark is yours. Now, write the output from this structured query language statement. Now, the statement is select CHNO, weight kg from cheese stock where supply code equals to ABC and then semicolon. What am I supposed to do is I have to identify all those suppliers where the supplier code is ABC in my table, and I have to write there the code and the weight kg. So which one is supplier ABC? So here you can see supplier ABC occurring how many times? Start from here. Supplier ABC here, CH04, and the weight kg is 0.0. Supplier ABC is CH05, weight kg is 50.0. Supplier ABC is nowhere else. So it means that that will be 2 records shown. As you can see, CH04, 0.0, CH05, 50.0. And in this manner, you can easily score 2 out of 2. Isn't it easy? Okay, now the ones who are facing a little problem, please do watch the video of database. Very comprehensive video is available. So you can just go through that video also. If you have any query, then write it down so that we will know that what is the problem that you people are facing, isn't it? Okay, Jazakallah khairan kasira for being a part of the learning journey. Hope that you have liked the explanation. Subscribe my channel, share with your friends and family so that they all are going to benefit from it. Stay connected, stay tuned. May Allah bless you. May Allah help you in your learning. Allah Hafiz. And keep learning, keep watching, keep sharing, keep liking so that we all are always there to help you out. Allah Hafiz once again.